Fox News alert. President Biden meeting right now with French President Emmanuel Macron in Rome ahead of the G20. While back at home, his landmark economic agenda is in shambles after the far left flexed its political muscles. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kayleigh McEnany. I'm joined today by my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Emily Compagno, Fox Nation host Abby Hornacek, and in the center virtual seat, former Wisconsin Congressman and Fox News contributor Sean Duffy. Happy Friday, everyone. The president meeting with France's leader after a major diplomatic dust-up between the two earlier this year over a nuclear submarine deal. Meanwhile, back in Washington, progressives blocked a vote on the infrastructure package, saying they won't consider it until they get assurances that it will be linked to the president's reconciliation legislation. That bill already has a massive price tag. And the Wall Street Journal says when all is said and done, the cost could be north of $4 trillion.
We need a little bit more than an IOU.
I felt a little bamboozled because this was not what I thought was coming today.
We need to keep the promise that was made. We've been very clear. We need to see the two bills simultaneously move together.
Progressives have done our work in getting everybody to a place where we endorse the framework that the president laid out today.
The failure of Democrats to come together was felt beyond Washington. Biden had hoped the deal would be in hand before next week's governor's race in Virginia, that both parties see this as a big predictor for next year's midterms. But new Fox polling shows Republican Glenn Youngkin now with an 8-point lead over Democrat Terry McAuliffe. That lead well outside the poll's margin of error. And Youngkin also edging out McAuliffe in the Real Clear Politics average of polls for the very first time. Congressman Duffy, you've been on the Hill. You know this better than anyone, what a messy day was yesterday for the Biden administration. I think it was the second worst day of his presidency, the first being the fall of Afghanistan, the second being the fall of his domestic agenda, which could still get through. But nevertheless, it was very messy. You know, he was supposed to speak at 11:30. They move it up to 11:15. Back to 11:30. Pelosi saying we're going to vote on infrastructure. Oh, wait, that doesn't happen. I think we learned one thing yesterday about the president. It's this. He is not a closer.
Well, he has no juice, right? He's not swaying any Democrats to vote for this bill. But I look at this and politics is messy. You know, negotiation is messy. And I don't like this, but I do think Democrats are going to get this deal done. They're going to get infrastructure done. They're going to get the socialist Build Back Better $4 trillion bill done. Right. But here's to the point of politics. What's interesting is the $1.9 trillion COVID package that passed, you know, in the spring. Joe Biden was at the height of his political polling. That bill right now is underwater. Americans don't like big spending bills, especially when they don't know what's in it. And the more time they have, the more they don't like it. So right now you might only have 15 House Republicans that could lose their seats. They pass this stuff, you're going to see 40, 50 Democrats could lose their seats. This is catastrophic for their party, but also passing the bills is catastrophic for American and our future.
No doubt about it. And I do agree with you. I think it will pass. One thing Democrats are pretty good at is sticking together in the end. That being said, it contributes to this general sense of incompetence of the Biden presidency when AP has polled and found that 36% of voters agree or support the job that Biden is doing on his domestic agenda negotiations. You know, that's a very small number, Emily. And when you, to the second point Sean Duffy made, this is a monstrosity. This would be a behemoth of a bill that would be very bad for our country in the long run.
Yeah, and the bottom line, you guys, it's a typical playbook in that for the Democrat Party, in that it takes your money to fund a bunch of ridiculous things, right? Like growing the government and shrinking your income. So just digging in for a bit on that. Now, we already know the IRS is already the worst agency, but this bill now funds a program to surveil your fellow Americans and yourself included if you make or spend more than $28 a day. It also provides amnesty and taxpayer-funded benefits to millions of illegal immigrants. The compassionate Heat Your Home tax, which can increase Americans' bills every winter by.
Wait a minute. How is it compassionate to heat your home?
I put that word in myself. It was a joke.
I mean, but seriously, it does kind of feel that way. It's a necessity. It's not a right, but it's just a necessity.
Yeah, and that's why I said it tongue in cheek. The very compassionate Heat Your Home tax, which can grow your bill by up to $242 a month. People don't have that kind of money, right? The mind-blowing Made in America tax, which of course cripples your average American small business owner, and all it does is voters create an advantage yet again for foreign companies, and the hallmark of the Democrat Party, which is even more regulations for small businesses. All it does is make it more difficult to be an American here, more difficult to earn a livelihood, and I propose changing the name to something more like the dumpster fire.
I think that would be very accurate, Emily. And then Biden, meanwhile, he calls this bill fiscally responsible. His chief of staff says, quote, it's twice as big in real dollars as the New Deal. That's what he says. But moving on to the political implications of this, Harris, I spoke to an RNC official this morning, and to your point about heating your home, they said their internal polling shows that 70 to 80% of voters have noticed the price of goods in their life going up. That's enormous. You don't get 80% of people in a poll.
I'm surprised it's not 100%.
100, right.
Where are the other
I've certainly
20%
noticed.
shopping or not leaving their houses?
Yes, but they link this inflation to Biden. At least that's what I've seen. That's what I've heard around the country.
Because it wasn't happening before him.
Exactly. It wasn't happening before. And this official told me that they were shocked that Biden was brought out to Virginia because, look, now there's an 8-point lead for Youngkin.
Well, I mean, that didn't just happen because of Joe Biden. I mean, the Democrats handed the Republicans in that constellation, both that race and anybody really who's running for governor right now against the Democrat, they handed them a beautiful thing. They handed them Americans who wanted their voices being heard, and Republicans said, we hear you. And that made the Democrats say the opposite, because I guess they're in the oppositional game. We don't hear you, and we don't want to hear you, and we're going to go to the DOJ and get the blah, blah, blah on you. I can't imagine there are a lot of Republicans at the National School Board Association. But you said something that really hit me. And it has to do with those things that bring us together, and something that Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana said yesterday. You've got parents, they're making kind of a quandary with a relationship with them, Democrats are. But when you go up against small businesses, which hire upwards of 66% of people in this nation, and you crush them harder than a pandemic that killed millions of people around the world, when you do that, that means you don't see people as human beings. You don't understand the connection point between having a dream and helping other people have their dreams. That's what small businesses do. They don't get it. And so the polling may have been fueled somewhat in Virginia by Biden stinking up the place. But the polling was also taken after Obama was there. And he was still relatively popular when he left office. So it's a combination of things. What I had looked for this president to be able to do based on his bringing people together mantra, why wasn't he the one to stop the slide for Terry McAuliffe?
Right.
Why wasn't he the one to come in and he calls it the America Rescue Plan? Why didn't he Virginia Rescue for Terry McAuliffe? Yes, he made it a bit worse, but more importantly, you've got a flip in that race. He couldn't stop the slide.
No, he couldn't, because look, he won the state by 10 points, but now his approval rating, President Biden's, is 43% in the state. You know, they're calling it, quote, Biden remorse, Abby, and they're seeing it play out in local races across the country. In Iowa, for instance, Republicans picking up a seat they hadn't had in decades. I mean, this is going to be a key midterm strategy, is bring up the, quote, unpopular president, as even Terry McAuliffe called him.
Yeah, which we saw obviously didn't work. Biden brought up Trump, 25 times in that speech in Virginia. But yeah, this is a president who we thought was going to be the great unifier. But you look at this race, exactly what's happening in a place where the president won by double digits less than a year ago. You're seeing a Republican turn a 5-point deficit into an 8-point lead. And there's a lot of reason why that's happening. But you're seeing what matters to voters is education and economy. And just to reemphasize your guys' point on economy, you know, Biden saying this plan, you won't have to pay taxes if you make less than $400,000, but you look at the inflation. I remember being back in Kansas City for our Proud American coverage over the 4th of July and bringing up a tweet from the White House that said, hey, Biden's economic plan is working. Things are down by your 4th of July cookout is down by 16 cents. Now fast forward to Thanksgiving coming up here very shortly, and experts are saying this is going to be the most expensive Thanksgiving meal in the history of the holiday. What once last year was a 16-pound turkey cost $12.96. They're expecting $21.76 for 2021. Wow. So this is what matters most to voters, and it's that education. Of course, we see Youngkin promising to ban CRT and McAuliffe saying that CRT isn't being taught and that parents shouldn't have a say in the classrooms. These are big deals.
Yeah, I was distracting myself from the high prices you were mentioning with that Terry McAuliffe dance that we were all just subjected to. Although I'll say Emily and Harris are great dancers on the couch. I'm more like Terry McAuliffe.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She's being modest. She works it out.
Me too.
We're in awe. We just eat popcorn when she dances.
Well, I'm probably worse than McAuliffe.
Amazing.
Anyway, just